Sean Payton, the new head coach of the Denver Broncos, introduced as such yesterday. And, I can't wait to see Sean so I can ask him if he does, in fact, own Walmart. If he is, in fact, it's now called Sean Mart, as we have put together. We played a soundbite yesterday of him saying that Russell Wilson's just like everybody else. I want to get to know what they can do best, and we'll make sure that what we do is only best for them. And pretty much, we've heard it before. And this is not Sean Payton's first rodeo, as we know. And the soundbite, though, that caught much of the Twitterverse and NFL observers the most was this exchange between a reporter and Sean Payton talking about the personal coach that Russell Wilson had in Denver last year. As you all know, there was much made about what Russ had there that is, one would say, unique and different than other players, like an office there. Remember A-Rod once had an office where in Texas? I think the Rangers gave him an office.
For $252 million.
Because he wanted to take meetings there, when he's at the facility, when he needs to take me, as if everybody else's conference room, A-Rod couldn't secure it, couldn't get on the list there. I need the conference room. At any rate, this was the exchange that really caught a lot of people.
Russell Wilson had a personal coach, Jake Heaps, in the building with access who wasn't on the staff.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with that.
How do you feel about players having their own people off the staff in the building, access to players?
Yeah, that's foreign to me. That's not going to take place here. I mean, I'm unfamiliar with it, but our staff will be here, our players will be here, and that'll be it.
Now then, my buddy Jim Trotter, who works for the NFL Media Group, friend of the program, I'd like to say, and friend of NFL Network, colleague of mine, he tweeted out that it's interesting that Sean said he was not familiar with it when, according to his reporting, every coach candidate was asked about it by the Broncos. So, I think Sean was definitely familiar with it, but this is the way coaches roll. Like, I don't know much about it, I'm not going to make too much about it, but I will also offer my opinion on it in a very casual way and move on in the scrum. Like, that's what I think Sean was doing, because, again, it is not his first rodeo. And he knows this is a hot-button subject that we're all in the media going to hang our hat on. But this is why, if you're the Denver Broncos, you go out and you get this guy, and you pay him what is required to acquire his services. Because if the personal coach and all the other stuff was indeed a problem, as we're all from the outside looking in assume that it was, whole idea of Russ needs fixing. We were joking how once upon a time, the question was, can he cook? Why wasn't he cooking? Can he be allowed to cook? Now we've gone from cooking to fixings. He needs to be fixed, not just on the field, with the way that his play was so substandard and subpar, certainly for him and the standard that he set in his first several years in this league with Seattle. If he needs fixing off the field, all the other trappings that he was allowed by Denver and the first-year head coach last year, if you think that needs to be fixed, well, guess what? Sean Payton is the fixer coming in, because he can say this. Oh, yeah, I'm not familiar with it, but, if that's what was going on, it's not going to happen here. We'll have our staff, and that'll be it, and I'll just move on to the next question in the scrum and leave it at that. And all I will say is, for those out there who are saying, well, why would he say that? That's very antagonistic to the most important player that he needs to reach. And if it is antagonistic, guess what? The clock has struck midnight, and the fixer's in town. And if Russ has a problem with this, I will say, offering my 2 unsolicited cents here, then I don't think this is fixable. Because he should think to himself, I want to go to the Hall of Fame. I want to follow up what happened in Seattle with a more successful run. A la, say, Andy Reid right now in Kansas City. A la Brady in Tampa. Not more successful than what he had in New England, but as successful for the first year he was there as he was in New England, because you can't get any higher than winning the Super Bowl in a season. Proving that I'm going somewhere else and I'm just as good. I'm the same old Russ. He should look at Sean Payton and say, whatever you did for Drew Brees, I'm in. You think my coach has got to go? I'm calling my coach up and saying, guess what? I'll see you at home. I've got all this cash. Let's build an office. Didn't Brady have Alex Guerrero across the street for a while?
Yep.
Okay.
Sure did.
So Brady did that for his own guy across the street. Belichick didn't want him in the building, from what we hear. Brady did it. He can do it too. Go across the street. Have him across the street. Have him down the road. Whatever you want to do. But this is Sean Payton's building, and he's setting the rules. And whatever he did for Drew Brees, said, I want to do this for me. Drew might have had problems seeing over the offensive line because he had, he wasn't 6 feet, wasn't 6'4", 6'3". Do that same thing for me. Whatever you did for Brees, do for me. And guess what? You go to Hall of Fame. So why should he have a problem with what Sean Payton had to say? And Sean Payton is like, yeah, that was Nathaniel Hackett. I'm Sean Payton. I got a ring. Okay? I got a ring, and I had the Walmart family giving me half their stores because I can come here and say this sort of stuff and fix it. So I heard that. I'm like, okay. Hopefully Russ takes it that way, because if he's just like going to push back on that, guess what? It's just, I don't think he'll do that. I think he is definitely wise enough and savvy enough to know I've got a guy coming in here. It's not somebody in his first year that I get everything that I want anymore. And he should sit there and say, I had it the way I all wanted it last year, and then turn to a big flaming bag of poop. Let me try it Sean's way. Because that's proven to win. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.